The paper is due in 2 days and almost no work has been done. So we're going to just explore one situation. We've got a bunch of scenarios under this, but the one we'd like to talk about now is Kate is having a small family emergency right now and has shared her problems with the group. In the past, Kate has been an active participant in the group, but this time she feels like she can't spend the time right now on the paper. The group offers to include her name on the paper when submitted, and Kate promises to do more of the work next time. Right? So our question, right, is this a case, is this a violation of academic integrity? Is this a case of academic dishonesty? And how would you advise this group to deal with Kate?
So take a minute and discuss.
Right? So it sounds like you're thinking about it, right? So turn to your group and ask that question. What would you advise the group to do? Hop over.
Хто що зробив наскільки?
Це немає загальної бази.
A few thoughts. Who has something they'd like to share about what your group discussed?
I have just a real case.
Well, let's get to some responses, and then we'll come back to your how this happened for you. Good. So, what are people thinking?
Well, you were all talking just a minute ago.
Okay, I will.
Let's just hear from some other people. Yes, thank you.
We all have such cases because I have a roommate that no one want to take in a group project because he always has some cases, family's emergency or something else. But if Kate worked on this project before, if she did a great job, and if this 10-page paper is only the documentation of the work that has been done, then probably they should include her name.
Good. So there's a point, right? I think that's an important one. What has happened in the past, right? Has Kate been is this a team that has been together for a long time, and has Kate contributed to that team over time? If that's the case, then maybe I would think about it a little differently. Good, good. So there are some things we might need to know before we could determine how to feel about this. What else? Good. What else did you discuss in your groups? What was important? You guys were talking. Okay, we'll come.
So actually, it's not just Kate left this till last 2 days, but the whole group left to the last 2 days. And yeah, life is difficult, you know, something could happen. So I can justify her in this situation.
Good. So the whole group has a role to play in allowing this to have happened, right? Maybe if they had started 2 weeks ago, Kate could have fully participated. But if this just happened, right, now they're stuck. Good. So, right, the entire group is somehow to blame for the situation. Good. How about you guys?
There is a problem, actually. It depends if you grade this paper, how much points you gave for this paper. And last week or 2 weeks ago, we have a small workshop, and teacher discussed how to grade papers and different group works. And it was always there is a problem how to grade everybody in the group. And the teacher who actually organized this workshop said that she is using such method when she asked students in the group to grade everybody and to measure how much this person was involved in this work. And for example, she can give for 5 persons 30 or 20 points, and said, so share these points and grades between you and state or mention how much this person was involved, how much he was engaged in this project, and measure this work by grades, actually. And then you can get this point from inside, yeah? And if Katie was busy and do not participate so much in this project, so she can get 5 points from 10 or 20.
So that's a great point, and takes us back to the previous conversation, right? There are ways to structure a group assignment that allow us to grade students differently depending on their contributions. And that requires students to understand their role, right? For those of you who are students, maybe you've done this before, maybe you haven't. I've done that with group activities before, and 9 times out of 10, the students say about every member of their group, they were great. Our group was perfect. I know that's not the case, right? But students in our culture are very unwilling to be harsh to one another. Now, I know there are other cultures, even at American colleges and universities, there are schools where students are more competitive. But in our environment, 9 times out of 10, they were all great. 10, 10, 10. Or dividing the points equally. So, but that's still, right? Thinking about our own practice is a very important piece, right? What a case like this reveals is that there are good ways that we can use, there are strategies we can use to try to help students to do the right thing, right? Maybe grading one another is a way to do that, or at least providing some way for students to feel like they have a way out. They don't necessarily just have to go to the teacher, but the teacher has set up conditions where, right, students can legitimately respond to one another's behavior. Good, great, great. Or, right, maybe make sure rather than saying, right, you've got 2 months to do this project, say you have in 2 weeks a deadline to do the first part, and then a week later you have a deadline to do the second part, right? That may be the way to structure an assignment so that students can't wake up one morning and say, my assignment's due in 2 days. We haven't started, right? Are there ways that we can structure and stage assignments so that we encourage students to be successful, right? It's not always all on faculty, right? Sometimes it's on students, right, to do the right thing and to be honest in the way that they're judging one another or the way that they're proceeding, right, with their work. We want students to be honest and work with integrity, right? And there are ways that we can encourage that. Anything else anyone wants to add about poor Kate?
Well, guess what? We've come to our time. This has been a terrific afternoon. I know there are more things that can be said. We have more cases. If you're interested in seeing them, you can talk to the SAIUP people. They have the file with the additional cases. You're welcome to them. It's all open to you. But I think we've accomplished what we wanted to do this afternoon, which was really to drill down to perspective and ways of looking at cases like this. I want to express my appreciation to the group for taking time this afternoon to talk with us about it. And Kathy, anything you want to say?
And very much appreciation for being willing to really engage with one another and to provide us with what were some really interesting cultural perspectives from your own institution that help us also to learn more about ourselves. So thank you all very much.
Can I have one?
Yeah,
one
we're done.
If any one of you is interested in getting more resources on academic integrity, you can always go to our website, SAIUP.org.ua, and there is one of the pages called resources. You can get lots of information from Catherine and David, as well as from other people who are working with our project and sharing their materials on academic integrity. So we have actually some of your vignettes.
Oh, great.
On our website, so you can go and I think use it for educational purposes, however you think appropriate is. So thank you, Kathy. Thank you, David. And this is pretty much the last time you did the Challenger, and that was pretty good. Thank you.
So now you may launch.
Yeah.
Have a great afternoon.
Bye-bye.